All right, so welcome back to White House Farm. What we're working on today is brakes and rotors, but today's video is going to be on replacing the e-brakes. We went ahead and we were doing just the rotors and pads, but then when we took off the rotor, the pads to the e-brakes just fell off and they're pretty rusty, just like everything else. So we're going to need to go ahead and replace them. So that's what today's video is on. Make sure to check out the other videos on doing the front brakes, rotors, slide pins, and then also the rear here. But let's get into the e-brakes. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and remove these two top springs here. Now you could take this off, but then you got to worry about your wheel bearing and everything setting back in there just right. This is manageable without taking your flange off here. And that's what we're going to be doing. There's one. All right, and there's two. See, that spring just fits in the hole and turns, and then this goes up around that top there and feeds down in to that bracket right there. Now we need to go ahead and remove our clips here, and there's just one pin on each side, and there is a tool for this, or you can use needle nose or a set of dikes, whatever, but you're going to push in and turn it so this is facing vertical, and then these clips will pop off. You may need to press on the pin in the back to go ahead and keep it from pushing, because when you push down this, it may push the pin in the back, so you may need to just put your hand in the back and hold it while you take this off. But let's go ahead and remove those now. Heard it click, and now, yeah, there we go. There's your clip. Now that's off of there. And we do have a new hardware kit to replace all this stuff. So if you can't, for some reason, if it's really rusty, you can always cut it and put the new ones in. So I'll do the same thing over here. There we go. And that clip should come off. So now this should be free to move from the top here. And we'll go ahead and pull this off. And you got to remember, it's still connected to your e-brake cable. So we'll have to disconnect that, and that comes out down here on the bottom. A lot of rust. You can see and hear it dropping. Just want to spread this out. And you can take this piece out, and you can see it's grooved, and it sits just like that on top of here, in between the two brake shoes. So your curved side's going to face down, and it's going to sit in there just like that. You have your adjuster. You have your bottom spring. You can leave that on there for now. What we're going to do, we're going to flip this over like this. And, oh wow. Normally there's a little horseshoe tab here to hold this in. This doesn't have anything. So here's our new hardware kit. And that's the number for it there. And I don't see any horseshoe clips in here either. So that might be just the style of this. It may just slip into there. But on other e-brakes, this pin right here pops out, but it's grooved, and when you connect it to your brake shoe, you put like a horseshoe clip in there to hold it on so it doesn't fall out. But it doesn't look like it is with this one. So here's our new shoes, and they should match up with our old ones here. You just want to inspect, make sure everything's where it should be, which looks like it does. And we have our new adjuster. And we're going to want to put a little bit of Never Sees on here, and then we're going to put this together, and we're going to tighten it up all the way, and we'll do our adjustments once we get everything back together. So we're going to want to put a little bit on the threading here. And go ahead and get this all the way down. And then we'll wipe off the excess. Now it's all worked in there. And we can take some of that excess that came off and put it on here. And just work that in. That way it's coated and it's able to move freely. So that's all set. So take pictures if you're not sure, or leave it together so you can match everything up. And if all else fails, you still have a whole nother side that you can go ahead and check and see where everything goes. I think I might have forgot to mention too, you have 6 points on here. You gotta bust the rust off and then get them on. I actually had this on, had to take it off and then go back through, bust the rust off, and then Never Sees it. But you have 3 points on each side, one on the bottom, one here, and then vice versa on the other side. So this is the long spring right here. That's going to replace that one there. And that goes in the side hole here and stretches over into here. Just like that. See, we're going to mirror them right up, match them up. And now this side is going to go in here. Actually, let me do this first. Take that spring off. We'll get this together. Now we can go ahead and get that spring in there. There you go. And we're gonna attach this. And then we're gonna give this a turn. We're gonna spin this. And it's gonna line up. So that's in there. And this part follows the pattern. It's curved here, it's going to curve down into here on the back side. I'll go ahead and get that on. So we can open this up a little bit. Remember this piece, the curved piece here. We got to open this up and get that in between there. So we're going to get this end in first. And we're just going to set it in loosely. Alright, so if your pins are rusted out, go ahead and replace them. If not, you can go ahead. Our clips were definitely horrendous, so we're going to put new clips on there. But that's the next thing you want to do is go ahead and get this clipped in on both sides. And there's our new one. And same thing, just like taking them off, we're going to go ahead and squeeze them back on there and turn them so they're horizontal. And it doesn't matter which way these clips face, you just want to get it so it turns in there. I'm going to need my second hand to hold that. There we go. So that's in there now. And that's being held on. Let's go ahead and do the other side. Alright, so that is on there now. Now we just need to adjust these because you can see how it's out of whack here. Let's go ahead and get everything all lined up and then we'll start putting our top springs in. Alright, so you remember our first spring. It's going to go over here. You can see the hole right there. This is going to push into there. It's going to turn. So it sits in there just like that. And now we're going to pull this up over and then down into the hole on there. There we go. Now it just needs to be pushed back in all the way so it's seated in there. There we go. So now let's go ahead and get the other one on here. This is going to go in that hole up there, just like that. And the spring's going to come over this way. And it's going to hook on there. Now it just needs to be pushed on the rest of the way. We gotta get that bottom piece under there too. You can see the top is in, but you gotta push that bottom in. There we go. Since this is all-wheel drive, we're gonna go ahead and jack up the center so we can go ahead and turn this and set our e-brakes so that the rotor fits in there without dragging. Alright, let's go ahead and get this on here. And you want to face that hole down towards the bottom. That's how you adjust your e-brakes. Alright, and that's slipped on there pretty good. And sometimes they come with the rubber plug here to prevent stuff from getting in there and corrode and everything. Unfortunately, this one didn't come with it, but just know they do have rubber plugs to plug this up to kind of help prevent damage to the inside, all rust and stuff. So we can go ahead and start opening this up. And then we'll try putting the rotor on. And this is why it's important you put never sees on here to make sure everything is always functioning properly. Alright, let's try that. Alright, now that we have everything seated on there, everything is back together, we're going to have to take this wheel on and off and I actually could have just put on 2 bolts to hold it on there to test it, but we'll go ahead and take this off and then adjust through the hole on the rotor to get the emergency brake to where we need it. It was too tight the way it was, so we're going to go ahead and loosen it up a little bit, put the wheel back on, and go from there. So going up loosens it because I had it all the way down, tightening it. Alright, so you're probably going to have to do this a couple times before you get it to where it's right for you. And we also still got to do the other side. So we're going to have to adjust that one too. And then we're going to get inside the car. We're going to actually pull the e-brake and then go back and readjust from there. So it should be 7 clicks up, in between 7 and 13 to actually engage and hold where it's proper, where it's proper holding, I should say. Alright, so e-brakes are all done and back on. We also did the rotors and pads and stuff, so make sure to check out that video. Last thing to do, get inside, and we'll go ahead and test our e-brake here. And this is a push on, push off. So we'll start it up. It's going to be super loud because we're doing the muffler. Make sure to check out that video. Give it a little gas. So it's barely moving. So let's go ahead and take her for a ride. Alright, so other than being noisy, brakes work great. No brake lights on or anything. We didn't have to mess with fluid or nothing, so. But yeah, brakes work great. Emergency brake works. So the brakes are done. Alright, so that was a quick little video. Go ahead and drop me a comment if you have any questions on anything. I know it's kind of hard to figure out and try and see stuff. That's why I tried to zoom in and show you where stuff goes. You do got to monkey around with it a little bit to get the pin set and all that stuff. But really, it's not that bad. It just takes time, that's all. So we're all set here. And yeah, yep. The original pad that fell off the e-brake. So a lot of rust, but we're all set here. And I don't know what he's doing. He's playing with, he's smashing stuff. Hey Hulk, you smashing? All right. So, all right. Once again, we hope you like, enjoy, subscribe, and as usual, we'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.
Hey Dad, I did pizza done.
You can't say goodbye without saying goodbye to me.
All right, Olaf. We'll see you on the next one. All right. Bye, Obo.
Hi, guys.